Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to do our bowl game predictions for 2024 heading into 2025. And before I begin, let me just say that the playoff game predictions will not be in this video. I'm planning on doing a separate video, be out sometime next week. And let me also apologize for I made a take about the conference championship games, how players may rest this game. I do want to apologize. That take was stupid. Looking back at it, it was pretty bad. But even though I'm not doing any of the playoff games this go round, we still have a buttload of games to get through. So let me not waste time. Let's jump right into this. Before I begin, since the Army Navy game will be played during the first day of the bowl season, I might as well talk about it. So, the Navy midshipmen will be taking on the Army Black Knights in the annual Army Navy game, as that game this year will be played in Commander's Field. I still call it FedEx Field, but whatever. And, okay, Group of 5 schools, don't know much about them, but right now they're looking at Army being the favorite in this one. I'm going to go Army to win this game. And this will be a game where passing is optional. And now on to the first bowl we have of the season. We got the Jackson State University taking on South Carolina State, and they'll be playing in the annual HBCU Celebration Bowl. And I do not have a spread for this one, so I'm just going to be taking a very wild guess here. I'm going to go with Jackson State to win this one. But I did hear about that one South Carolina State quarterback. Shout out to him. And now we have the South Alabama Panthers taking on the Western Michigan, I think they're the Broncos. And right now, South Alabama is favored in this one. I'm going to roll with the favorite team to win this game. And now we have the Memphis Tigers taking on the West Virginia Mountaineers. And this will be the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. And this one could go in any direction. And partially I do want to take West Virginia, but like I said about them all season, they're too inconsistent for me to take them seriously. This is another case where I'm going with the favorite team to win in Memphis. Now we have Western Kentucky taking on James Madison, and this will be the Boca Raton Bowl. In this one, listen, I only watched James Madison once this season, and unfortunately the game that I saw was the game they put 70 points on my North Carolina Tar Heels. It is hard for me to go against that. So I'm going to roll James Madison to take care of business in this bowl game. And now we have the University of California taking on the UNLV Rebels. California going 6-6 in their first season in ACC play. And for UNLV, they're coming off of a conference championship game loss to Boise State, where I thought they would play a little better than what they did. And you know what? Even though Cal's favored in this one, I'm gonna go rogue on this one. I think UNLV will possibly upset Cal in this game. And this will be the Los Angeles Bowl. I don't know if Jimmy Kimmel's still sponsored by it. And now we have the Georgia Southern taking on Sam Houston State, and this will be the New Orleans Bowl. And yeah, I'm just going to go. This is another game I'm going with the favorite squad. And that is Georgia Southern to win. Now we have the Ohio Bobcats, the winners of the MAC Conference, taking on Jacksonville State Gamecocks in the Cure Bowl. In this one, wow. But I'll just say this about Ohio. They They put up a lot of points against Miami. I remember ESPN game day. Everyone but the guest picker picked Miami of Ohio, and Ohio just killed them, which probably the reason why they're favored. But I'm gonna go rogue on this one, and it's a game in Florida, so I'm gonna lean towards the slight home team with Jacksonville State. Next we have is the Tulane Green Waves taking on the Florida Gators in the Gasparilla Bowl. I think I said it right this time. Well, Tulane, we all know they blew their season in the final week of the season. But for Florida, let me just say, I'm kind of impressed with what they did. From possibly firing Billy Napier to pulling off wins late in the season with DJ Lagway at quarterback, I hope this will be a season to build on for Florida. And yeah, double digit favorites. Of course, I'm going to take the Gators. But I hope Florida builds off of what they established this year. Keep it up. And now we have the UTSA Roadrunners taking on Coastal Carolina in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. In reality, when this city is in Conway. And this is actually going to be a home game for Coastal Carolina. Come on now. Even though UTSA is favored, I cannot bet against the home team in their home bowl game. Now we have the NIU Huskies taking on the Fresno State Bulldogs in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. And this one, again, I don't really know much about either team, although I will say NIU was the team that beat Notre Dame this year. They're somehow the only team that beat Notre Dame this year. And with them being barely 3-point favorites, I'm taking NIU to win. And now we have the South Florida Buff Bulls taking on the San Jose State Spartans in the Hawaii Bowl. In this game, San Jose State is favored. I have doubted them in the past. I think they're going to win this game. Now we have the Pitt Panthers taking on the Toledo Rockets in the Game Above Sports Bowl, formerly known as the Little Caesars Bowl, and it was called something else. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, bowl name change. In this game, Pitt's heavily favored, even though they lost 5 straight. They're favored by 9 points for a reason, so I'm gonna take them. But watch Pitt finds a way to blow this game and have a disappointing end to the season. Now we have the Rutgers Scarlet Knights taking on the Kansas State Wildcats. Rutgers going 7-5 this season. Bowl game for I think the 3rd year in a row. Impressive. And Kansas State, they were supposed to be favored to win the Big 12, but some things happened and it just didn't work out. And they'll be playing in the Rate Bowl, formerly known as the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. In this game, I'm going to go with Kansas State to win. Although Rutgers, they may play better than what you think. And now we have the Arkansas State Red Wolves taking on the Bowling Green Falcons in the 68 Ventures Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. In this game, well, let's be real. I don't know much about either team, but I'm just gonna roll with the favorite squad here in Bowling Green. Now we have the Oklahoma Sooners taking on the Navy Midshipmen. Oklahoma going 6-6, but it doesn't matter. They beat Alabama this year, and that pretty much made up for all the losing that they've done this year in the first season of the SEC. And they will be without Jackson Arnold in this game as he entered the transfer portal. So I assume Michael Haskins will be the starter. Going up against the Navy, I'm going to go ahead and take Oklahoma to win this game. But I won't be surprised if Navy makes this way closer than expected. It's bowl season. Expect the unexpected. And now we have what I think will be a really good game. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores. Georgia Tech was this close taking down the top Bulldogs. However, they just did not. They collapsed sometime in overtime. In 8 overtimes. Vanderbilt, they went 6-6. First bowl appearance since I think 2018 for them. And I kept saying that Vanderbilt has 10,000 dogs in them. And again, for all the losing they've done, they beat Alabama this year. That basically erased every bad thing they've done this year. But hey, Vanderbilt's in the bowl game. They're happy to be here. I think Georgia Tech, they're also happy to be here. And this is going to be a toss-up game for me. I was going to pick Vanderbilt in their 10,000 dogs, but I'm going to go with Georgia Tech to win because they hung tough with Georgia, and hopefully that game will be something to build upon. And what I did say they were going to be a dark horse candidate in the ACC, I was kind of right, kind of wrong at the same time. Those things happens. Following that, we have the Texas Tech Raiders taking on the Arkansas Razorback in the Liberty Bowl. In this game, Arkansas is favored. They're coming off a 6-6 season where I think they were good, just nowhere near great. Texas Tech, I think the same thing I could say about them I said about West Virginia. They're very inconsistent. One week they'll put up 50 points. The next week they'll lay an egg. So this game, I'm going to slightly pick Arkansas to win this game. And now we have the Syracuse Orange taking on the Washington State Cougars. And this will be known as the Holiday Bowl. This game originally was played in Qualcomm Stadium, but that stadium got torn down. They moved to the Padres' new baseball stadium for a little bit, and now they're moving it to Snapdragon Stadium, which is the home of the San Diego State Aztecs, and that game is on the site of the former Qualcomm Stadium. I find that pretty cool. And with Syracuse being favored, coming off a huge win over the Miami Hurricanes that eliminated them in postseason, I gotta go with the Orange to win this game. And now we got the Texas A&M Aggies taking on the USC Trojans in the Las Vegas Bowl. A&M losing to Texas. They technically got shut out in that game. However, they did score a touchdown on a pick six. And for USC, it's another 6-6 season. We just got to start asking questions about Lincoln Riley at this point. I do feel like next year he will be on the hot seat if he sticks around in USC. He could take another job elsewhere. We just got to wait and see how the offseason of the college season goes. And because of that, some instability in USC land, I got to go with Texas A&M to win. And then we got the UConn Huskies taking on the North Carolina Tar Heels to play basketball in Boston. Wait, this ain't a basketball game. They're playing in the Fenway Bowl in Boston. In North Carolina, being a Tar Heels fan, it's pretty hard this year. Football and basketball. A 6-6 finish. Another rival loss to North Carolina State. Mac Brown, he's no longer on the team. This game will be coached by Freddie Kitchens. And for this game, I am expecting Mario Hampton not to play. As well, they pretty much ran him to death, and he probably want to focus on the upcoming NFL draft process. So, a lot of unknowns in this one, but I do think Carolina do have just enough talent over UConn to get the win in football, and they'll win their first bowl game in 2019. And I want to apologize to Boston College. They got to go to Yankee Stadium. Boston, New York. Yeah, I feel sorry for Boston College. But they'll be taking on Nebraska in the Pinstripe Bowl. In this game, This one's a bit of a toss-up. I expect this to be a good game, but I'm actually gonna roll with Nebraska to win. I know, because yes, they have the freshman quarterback in the game. Boston College, they did end their. I will give them this. They ended their season on a high note to get them in this position. But I think Nebraska. This was. I think they prop. I think I'm gonna give them the slight edge to win. And now we have TCU taking on the Louisiana Raging Cajuns in the New Mexico Bowl. And with TCU being double-digit favorites, there's a reason for that, and it's hard for me to go against TCU in this one. And now we got a very, very interesting game here. We have the Iowa State Cyclones taking on the Miami Hurricanes. A storm will be brewing in Orlando, Florida, as they'll be they'll be playing in the Pop-Tart Bowl. In this game, well, they have Miami favored in this one. But this game, I don't know if Cam Ward will play. I don't think he should play. At this point, he probably needs to focus on the NFL draft. And because of that, and me not thinking he'll play, I'm actually going to roll with Iowa State to win. And now we got the other Miami in Ohio taking on the Colorado State Rams, I believe. And this will be the Arizona Bowl. I'm going to actually go, and after what I saw from Miami, I was going to take them. But after what I saw from them, only scoring 3 points in the MAC Conference Championship, yeah, I'm going to go with Colorado State on an upset. I know Miami's favorite, but you got to pick some non-favorite teams in this. I think Colorado State will get the win over Miami. And now we got a North Carolina battle between ECU and North Carolina State. They'll be playing in the Military Bowl. And I know these two teams used to be rivals back in the day. In-state rival. This game does have some importance. I'll say this, because in-state recruiting is on the line in this one. State's favored by 5. I'm going to go with the Wolfpack to win. But let me say this. I have been kind of impressed with ECU this year. They started off slow. They fired their coach. Interim got them into a bowl situation. I say keep it up. And now we got a Big 12 matchup between BYU and Colorado playing in the Alamo Bowl. I'm not going to count this towards conference standings. Both BYU 10-2. I know they lost 2 games late in the season that kept them out of the playoff. And Colorado was outdone by Kansas that kept them out of the playoff. And from what I am told, Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter are both playing in this game. They're not resting for the NFL draft. They don't run from nothing. They want to play in the bowl game, get that bowl game experience in. So and because of that, I'm going to go with the Buffaloes to win. And hopefully Dion will get his first ever bowl win in his career. And now we got the Marshall Thundering Herd taking on the Army Black Knights in the Independence Bowl. Army is favored by 13 points. I think that's all that you should know about this one. And now we got the Iowa Hawkeyes taking on the Missouri Tigers. And this is a game that I think could go in any direction. Because Missouri, they've been ranked in the polls somehow. But I don't expect their leading receiver, I think his name is Burden. I don't expect him to play in this game. Iowa, they said Caden Johnson, he's already not playing. He declared for the NFL draft. I think he's shutting it down for the year. And given that I don't trust Iowa in bowl play because they got a good defense and no offense, I go ahead and pick the fraudsters known as Missouri to win. And now we got the Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the Michigan Wolverines. A rematch of last year's Rose Bowl, only this time they'll be playing in the ReliaQuest Bowl in Tampa Bay. Alabama went 9-3. and they felt like they did enough to make the playoffs off of their strength of schedule, but they were left off because 11 wins beat 9 wins, and that's the bottom line. Meanwhile, Michigan, they're feeling kind of good about themselves because they beat Ohio State for the 4th time in a row somehow. But Alabama, they're double-digit favorites. I do think they're going to win this game. This one might be a blowout win, but I'm unsure. But let me say this: I am unsure if Jalen Milroe will play in this game. My indication saying he is. We'll just have to wait and see. But if he plays or not, I'm still taking Alabama. And now we got the Louisville Cardinals taking on the Washington Huskies in the Sun Bowl. And this game, yeah, I'm going to go with Louisville. I'm going to keep this one brief. Take the Cardinals in this game. They have put up a pretty solid season. Not bad. I think they also went 9-3 on the year. While Washington, they went 6-6. And yeah, I'm going to go with the Cardinals to win. And now we got the South Carolina Gamecocks taking on the Illinois Fighting Illini. And they'll be playing in the Citrus Bowl. I thought it used to be called the Cheez-Its Bowl, but okay, whatever. Yeah, South Carolina's another team that could have made the playoffs this past season, but they suffered some early season losses that kept them out. So I'm still gonna roll with South Carolina to win. They're still the hottest team in the league, and hey, I with most and way I'm seeing, if their quarterback comes back next year, I'm gonna have South Carolina might be dangerous coming into next year. That's what they're pretty much playing for. Illinois, I'm sorry, but you're going against an angry South Carolina team. And now we got the Baylor Bears taking on the LSU Tigers in the Texas Bowl. Key word of this game is Texas. BYU's favored by 2 points. Baylor's favored by 2 points. In this game, I know Baylor can win this game. LSU can win this one too. This one's actually a hard one to choose because I'm fully expecting both teams' rosters to play in this game. I'm gonna roll with, and because this is kind of a home game for Baylor, I'm gonna go ahead and pick them to win. But I won't be surprised if LSU takes it. Now we got the Duke Blue Devils taking on the Ole Miss Rebels in the Gator Bowl. Duke, they probably is the least talked about 9-3 team in the country. 9-3 in year one for Manny Diaz, but they will not have their quarterback Malik Murphy as he just entered the transfer portal after just 1 year at Duke. But Ole Miss, they also went 9-3, but they could have made the playoffs, but they suffered a late season loss to Florida. That's why they're playing in this game. I don't know if Jackson Dart's playing in this game or not. I'm assuming he is. So I'm going to roll with Ole Miss to win this game. And next up we have is the First Responders Bowl with the North Texas taking on Texas State. Wow, Battle of Texas. And they're giving Texas State 10.5 points. I'm going to pick Texas State to win. And then we have Minnesota taking on the Virginia Tech Hokies in the Duke Mayos Bowl. Winner of this game will get slimed with mayonnaise. And yeah, I'm actually going to go with Minnesota to easily win this one. But Virginia Tech, yes, they went 6-6. They were pretty okay, but they suffered some close losses. And I think Ryan Jones, he got hurt during the season, so that hurts. So I'm just going to take Minnesota to win. And last but not least, we have the Buffaloes of Buffalo, with the Buffalo Bulls taking on the Liberty Flames, I think. And they'll be playing in the Bahamas Bowl. Liberty, we know last year they played in that Fiesta Bowl where they got blown out by Oregon. But they're not going to have their quarterback, as I've been told he entered the transfer portal. So this game, yeah, this one's gonna be a. Without him, I'm actually gonna go upset. Give me the Buffaloes to win. And that pretty much concludes the bowl game predictions. Stay tuned next week as I'll be giving out my actual playoff predictions for next week's games. But anyway, tell me what y'all think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Please gamble safely, and I'll see you next time.